What? Was this a game 2? Oh, guys, I'm Ascendant Carnum. You're watching StarCraft Inc. And this is game 2 between Goody and Nerchio. Guys, if you haven't watched game 1, go do that, because I'm going to spoil this match. I'm going to spoil match 1 because this is the second game, so you guys kind of have to know what's going on. Ready? It's coming. Here it goes. Nerchio pretty much obliterated Goody with some final doom push of mass broodlords protected by corruptors. And I mean, Goody had a hell of a lot of firepower. He had lots of Thors, he had lots of Vikings, he had Marines, he had Hellions, he had everything you think you'd need. He had siege tanks, man. He had a lot of each too. He had 5 factories pumping stuff out, and still Nerchio just on 5 bases to Goody's 3. Nerchio just swept him, man. Goody couldn't keep up. Nerchio had too much. He had 208 supply out of 200, and I don't know how he pulled that off. I mean, he would have had to build something and cancel it. Yeah, that's how that went down. So, happy to see a rematch. This one's on Terminus. That's what this one's called. Yeah, right? Right? I think so. No, this is Antigua Shipyards. That's what this is. Ha! My bad. This is the Antigua Shipyard. So, guys, this is going to be a pretty sweet match. Like I said, this is from IPL. If you guys don't know what that is, too bad. Just take my word for it. It's a pretty sweet tournament. A lot of good players go to it every year. I think it's more than once a year. I don't know how often it is. I think it's could be once a month. I know it's quite frequent though. I see it in the replay pool quite a bit. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, like I said, if you haven't watched that first game, go watch that because it's pretty sweet. Both players played it out well, and Goody used a build I've really never seen before. I thought that was pretty impressive. I wanted him to win so bad, and I mean, it's only because of the unique playstyle. I mean, I don't normally pick a player that I want to win, but when I see something unique, when I see something different, when I see something like Spanishiwa or Jelizerg or something, pull something out that's just weird, that's cool. But when I see Terran do it too, I want them to win. Guys, I play Protoss, so I'm completely unbiased here. ZVT is my place to be completely unbiased. But last game, I was rooting for Goody, man. That was some cool stuff. But we will see a rematch here. And, you know, Goody looks like he's going for that really early factory again. Last time, though, he had some really late Hellions as far as Hellion harass goes. And I think originally his plan was a bunker rush because it was on Shattered Temple. It was close distance. And, you know, the Hellions just got there late. They didn't do any damage. But this time, we've got that reactor going down. We've got a Hellion on the way. And there's going to be a hot swap, I think. I think we're going to see Hellions here. Also, Goody's expansion was really late last game. But yes, there's the hot swap. We are going to see reactor Hellions, and they're going to get there a lot earlier, and hopefully he can do some damage this time. Look at those drones. They're there too early. The inject goes down right away, though. We do see a spine crawler, but hopefully he's got enough Hellions coming out that he can just ignore that spine crawler, get back in behind the line, and roast some drones. Toasty, toasty. I just want to see Goody redeem himself, you know. But we've got this bunker going down to protect himself. He's got the Hellion out, so as you can see, there's damage done on that Hellion. And though I missed it, you can know that Nerchio has scouted the Hellion. He's seen it. But I mean, you can always almost just assume Hellions, man. We've got speed out for the Lings already. We're at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, though, so it's not really that early. In fact, it's not early at all. But we will see, hopefully, some harass from Nerchio. I don't know why he's just chilling with those Hellions. Poke and prod, man. Do your stuff. And there we go. We do see those Hellions crossing the map. We've got 4 Hellions. One at the tower goes down to some Lings, which is a big pickup. That was pretty much a free Hellion. I think not even 1 Ling died. There's enough DPS there once the Hellion gets surrounded. Man, Goody is a little bit shaken up. He's not watching the mini-map like he should be. And there's 2 Queens down here as well as Lings on the spine crawler. Once again, these Hellions aren't going to do much damage, although they just got some drones, and they're going to be pushed back by the Queens. Man, Queens scare me out of any place, I swear to God. And we're not talking StarCraft Queens yet. But that was a joke for people who aren't offended by things I say, and because I know there are some of you that are just like little muffin tops. You guys are so sad. You guys get angry at the things I say, but it's okay. We've got Hellions doing damage to the Queens here. pulling behind the line, and we're gonna roast and toast. Those drones pulling away, but there's enough DPS in this batch of Hellions. No, Goody, please. Oh god, I saw that coming. Guys, if you have a damaged Hellion, if you've got a unit in front that is just so close to death, put it in the back so it doesn't get targeted. And we actually have Goody roasting queens. We're gonna see 2 queens go down. Now finish that queen, you. Ah, god, Goody. Please, god damn it. Oh, son of a bitch. Ah. Oh, there's enough profanity in that 5 minutes to hate me to the end of this cast. Guys, we all know you'll forgive me someday. And we got Siege Tech coming out once again. I think that's the pressure that Goody needed to put on first game. But he could have killed that last queen, and it makes me so sad that that queen is still walking around. But Nerchio playing this well. He pulled that queen out to safety. He's playing this right. There's no if Nerchio wins this game, it's because, man, he's playing on the ball, pulling those drones, not letting too many of them die. His spine crawler placement was perfect, and his roach timing was good enough to keep him in this game. And we've got a third up already. Nerchio's expansion timing is brilliant, man. Grandmaster Zerg macro is frightening. Still got this queen chilling. She's probably at the shakes. She's got no health left. And it's not a good position for that queen, but she is safe. There are roaches here. Spine crawler for protection, and she will just slowly regenerate that health on the creep. So she's happy. Goody really needs to take another expansion if he's just going to sit tight and not harass anymore. He needs to keep up with that Zerg. As long as the Zerg's a base ahead of him, he's in rough shape. And there we go. We do have that command center going down. And an Overseer going to see it, though. And that says a lot, because the Zerg player can do a reactionary push right now. Whether it wants to push into a wall of siege tanks, I don't know. But the siege tanks aren't even sieged. Goody, come on, get on the ball. What are you doing, buddy? And we're seeing those roaches cross the map. And unless Goody can really spit some shit out and siege up those tanks, he's going to be in trouble. But I think he'll be fine. Those roaches know where that expansion is going. They might even come over here and break down the rocks. The Overseer is going to come over here and scout that. And look at this. Look at this. The roaches are taking down those rocks. Goody wisely, though, coming over here to scout that. He sees the health on those rocks going down. Will he do anything about it? Yes, he's going to pull his units up to the top here and try to protect those rocks, as those rocks are a great line of defense. But he might be too late. He's not going to DPS those roaches. He needs to protect the rocks. What is he doing? Come on, man. Come on. What are you doing? Come on. He could have used his tanks. Goody, move your Hellions. Oh, my God. Tanks shelling those roaches. There's more than enough firepower in tanks to just blast those away. And I like the positioning of them, actually. Kind of on the high ground, kind of not. It's a weird spot, man. But they're tucked away so that Lings just cannot get a surround on those tanks. But I mean, if Nerchio here spits out a lot of Lings, he could easily do some nasty little run by on this expansion. Or even the main. I mean, it'd be really hard for Goody to get his mech army up there. He could chase him with Hellions, but I mean, Hellions can only do so much against a large number of Lings, right? So, big roach army. Roaches are enough, right? Until the siege tank count gets too high. And I mean, we're getting there quick. Goody, man, freaking loves his factory play. Look at this! We got 5 factories once again. Goody really trying to make this factory play work. He knows it's strong. He knows he just had a few mistakes last game. He knows his expansion was late. He knows he didn't do enough damage with his initial push. He knows he didn't have enough expansions. But he knows the build is strong. And now we have Nerchio taking the gold, just like last game, man. This guy is so on top of his expansions. He knows how to keep the Terran player contained. He's got roaches outside his base that Goody is afraid of. And Goody really needs to push him now that this expansion has gone down. We've got the infestors coming out. I think Goody has officially waited too long to do damage. Even though he's got this big ball of units, you know, kind of collecting, the Zerg is doing the same, and he's pulling ahead in bases. And once this gold is saturated, I mean, Goody is just going to fall behind even harder. Goody at 161 and a 169, and Nerchio at the same, which is a good position for Terran. But we're going to see that army trade, I feel. And I just feel like the Zerg player is going to remax faster. So we'll see how this goes down. It looks like, oh shit, Goody leaving his base just as the Zerg decides to pull back. And no, this is not what you want to do when this happens. The Terran player is stopping to deal with it when he needs to base trade. he needs to base trade because the damage is already done. He lost his SCVs. The roaches are just going to allow themselves to die to do more damage. This is how it happens, man. These roaches are going to focus fire down what they need to focus fire. However, we are not seeing the roaches do any damage to the Terran army, and that is a problem. Although Nerchio remaxing once again, like just extremely fast. And another wave of Lings coming up into this base. Goody will need to lift this off again. 1 siege tank, 2 siege tanks, shelling away. And the Terran army needs to do some damage now. He has taken a lot of damage to his line. He's going to lose this expansion if he doesn't lift it off. Lift it off, Goody. What are you doing? No, actually, Blue Flame Hellions coming in here and cleaning that up. Beautiful. I like that. So, now he needs to push and do that damage. He really needs to clean up the Zerg army. He needs to punch back. And love the siege tank position on the Gold Expo. Freaking love that. Beautiful play. A good position to push from because it forces the Zerg to let his expansion go or to let his units die to the siege tanks trying to push in and defend it. So good timing on this counterattack. This is working out well for Goody. Building an expansion, good timing for that expansion as well. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Goody made the right decision there, saving his base. I didn't think he'd be able to get back in time, because sometimes that is the case. I mean, look at this. Look at that remax on the Zerg army. I feel like, I don't know what I feel like, but I feel like the Terran army is dying, and that the Zerg is going to keep remaxing like that. We've seen Goody at 142 and Nerchio at 170. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to tell what the right decision was, because once you've made it, you can't go back and try the other option and see how it turns out. But right now, we are seeing a Zerg remax really fast. Goody, man, on the ball, getting those Vikings out in good timing. He's got the Thor. This is looking like just a revisit to last game. We've got Corruptors in the air, making it really hard for Goody to deal with the Broodlords, and that's how you have to do it. I mean, Corruptors have got to be the best air-to-air unit in the game. They've got so much health. They've got the corruption ability, and they can come out in great numbers. The Vikings just don't stand a chance, especially not without upgrades. And I mean, when you're getting upgrades for your Broodlords, you're getting upgrades for your Corruptors, so they just work so seamlessly. That's what I tried to say. One Corruptor does go down, but the Viking goes down as well, and it's going to die to the Corruptors. And there's nothing here for these Broodlords. He can't deal with them. There's too much Zerg. It is all over the floor. And we don't see much coming out for the Terran player. Hellions to deal with the weak ground targets, but the Vikings really need to deal with those Corruptors before they can deal with the Broodlords. But they're going to snipe those Broodlords as the Thor deal with whatever they can, really. I mean, the Vikings trying to snipe the Broodlords. 2 Broodlords went down, but the Corruptors come in here to clean those Vikings up. And man, I just don't feel that Goody has an option here. And Goody, GG's once again. Guys, another game goes to Nerchio. I feel like Goody played this game much better than the last game, but that one little base mistake where he left, had he been able to defend this base, he would have been in good shape, I think. Guys, I'm Ascendant Carnum. You're watching StarCraft Inc. I hope you enjoyed this game.